going over the 2 weeks that I planned out on how to maximize my time and get in as much information as I can so I can pass this exam on that date. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so week 1, this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to quiz yourself on everything that you know. The reason why you want to do this is because you want to make sure you know certain topics that are going to be on the exam, and then you need to find the ones that you are not too familiar with and that they were a little fuzzy, you couldn't really understand that well. You spent so and so months going through all this material, cramming it in, and now you have to make sure that you can retain that information. So this is a great way to summarize really what sticked with you during that time when studying those courses, and then what didn't. And then quizzing yourself to identify which ones you feel like you could work through, and then ones that you feel like you cannot work through, because you don't want to deal with that when you're taking the actual exam. You want to do that at the practice exam. Okay, the second thing you're going to want to do in week 1, leading up to the 2 weeks that you have for the exam, is to go back and now relearn the fuzzy topics that you're not too familiar with. So how to do this is you can utilize, if you're using Real Estate Express, I recommend using the textbooks or going back into the course material that's online and go through and read the material, and then even the quizzes. You can go back and look at the quiz questions and then look at the right answers and the explanations. That's also a really great way to study. Third thing you're going to want to do is study the vocabulary. This is going to be one of your best friends because it's a great way to eliminate a lot of possible answers just by knowing the definition, knowing that it's the wrong. I went through each vocab term. The ones that I knew right off the bat, I put aside. I don't need to look at them anymore. I know them. The other ones I put into two different categories. One that I have no clue what this word is. I don't even remember being taught it at all. And then the other one where I kind of know it. I may be able to answer it if it's in the right sentence. But that's a really big guess. So I put that in another pile. And then those 2 piles I would go through every other day and just make sure I'm understanding that term really well and it's sticking with me. Okay, so now going off to week 2. So week 2 looks very similar to week 1 in the sense that you are going to quiz yourself again. So you can use those same practice exams. You can find different ones. I did both. I used the same exams that I did in the week prior, and that was a really good confidence boost because my score level went up. I retained a lot of that information, and I learned some additional vocab that stuck with me, so my test scores and my percentage-wise went way up. And then I also found new resources to test myself on. I went on the App Store and Apple and I typed in real estate study guides, and Real Estate for Dummies popped up, and they actually offer a good chunk of questions that you can trial for free before you want to purchase it. And then the last 2 days prior to the exam, I took mock final exams. So I took any portion of 150 questions and I tried to keep myself in a subconscious kind of timing of 3 hours. Another tip that I did that I thought was really helpful was counting how many questions I feel like I got wrong or wasn't sure about. And so if you're tallying that throughout taking the exam and you get up to 45, then you know, okay, I may miss 45, but I'm going to get a passing grade. And if you get more than that 45, then you are really, now you need to go back, and once you're done with your exam and your final exam, you're going to want to go back and really look through those questions and figure out, okay, is this the right answer? I think it is, and then cross it off and move on. So you make sure that you only have less than 45 questions that can possibly be wrong. I'm going to give you a really great tip. Go to Instagram, search Prep Agent, and add Prep Agent Joe. He's going to always be posting vocabulary and definitions, quick videos on what to study for the exam. He also has a program that you can register for and purchase, but if you do not want to do that and want to take use of free resources, he has a question of the day that he will email to you. It will be something very similar to what you're going to see on the exam, and then you can select the correct answer that you think it is, and then it will give you an explanation on what is correct and why. Another resource is Real Estate Wizard. This YouTube channel will provide vocabulary videos along with exam videos, and they're great to test your knowledge on a national level. The day prior to my exam, I relaxed, I did nothing. I will be posting videos on a weekly basis on my real estate journey. So this is the first video for you guys. It just goes over the exam and what I did to pass. The next videos will go over what it's like being an agent in California, and if it's something you're interested in. If you're also starting this journey, I would love to connect. Don't forget to like and subscribe.